suggest that she might have been personable and pretty. Now there was a swarm of flies and a very distinct odor. Quite suddenly, Bob had no further interest whatever in becoming a mountain rescue man. Too much of the time the work consisted in the recovery of human remains, and he would not have touched what was on the ground before him for any consideration whatever. He turned his back and silently thanked the Lord that the boys had been spared what he had just seen. When he rejoined his troop, he once more assumed command and tried not to let anything show. "We are going to turn around here," he said. "I have to go back for an important reason. Then we will continue our hike." It was a disappointment, and the boys clearly did not understand. Bob nodded toward his 17-year-old patrol leader and tried to convey the idea that he was serious. In that he succeeded. The patrol leader, who was only 2 steps away from Eagle Scout status, and who remained active for that reason, gave a commanding gesture with his left arm. "Let's go," he directed. There was a little grumbling as the line reversed, but the boys obeyed. Within a minute, they were far enough away for Bob to pull out the small walkie-talkie he always carried whenever he took his troop out. He raised the antenna and established communications. "Call the Pasadena police and have someone meet me out here," he said. "I've just discovered a body close to the trail, and judging by our first look, it's been here for some time." Officer Buzz Ostrom was on patrol in his white Matador when the call came in. He picked up his mic and notified the dispatcher that he would respond. Within 5 minutes, he pulled into a parking slot, passed the word that he was leaving his car, and set out to find his contact. He started up the most likely trail at a good pace. 2 girls who were coming down took due note of his blonde good looks and said, "Hi." "Hi," Ostrom returned, and continued on his way. Some minutes later, he saw a line of scouts coming down toward him, obviously unaware of the discovery that had been made. He passed them with a friendly greeting, and then looked toward Bob Larson, who gave him an answering nod. The patrol leader had no further doubts that something was up as soon as he saw Ostrom's uniform. He hung behind as the rest of the troop filed past, hoping to get in on what he knew would be a highly interesting conversation. Larson settled that in a hurry. "I won't need you, Jack," he said. "Please take charge of the troop until I get back." Reluctantly, the patrol leader moved to obey. As soon as he was gone, Larson nodded toward the upper end of the trail. "I can show you where it is," he offered. "Good. Lead the way, please." Ostrom had received the first Medal of Valor that the department had awarded, but the sight of the thing that Larson had found forced him to tighten the muscles of his abdomen in order to keep his stomach under control. He unslung his own walkie-talkie and reported. "I have a female body, now partially decomposed. The deceased was a Caucasian, age 18 to 30, I would guess, dark hair, slender figure. The features are partly gone, and the body is about half buried from the waist on down." He stopped for a moment to think. He remembered clearly the poster that had been on the bulletin board for more than a year, and some of the details of the case that had entailed one of the most exhaustive investigations the department had ever made. It was just possible that the solution that had eluded so many highly competent people for so long might be at hand. He switched on his set once more. "Ostrom," he said. "Go ahead. On the body here in Oak Grove Park. It's in a desolate area, but quite close to the trail. Possibly it was concealed and some of the cover is now blown away. There were strong winds reported in that area last night." "I know." Ostrom took a deep breath before he dropped his bomb. "From what I can see, it could be Doris Friedkin." The dispatcher lost no time in relaying that information to the homicide personnel on duty. Lieutenant Dick Smith, who took the call, in turn notified the office of the Los Angeles County Coroner, who would have the responsibility for picking up the body after the preliminary on-the-scene investigation had been completed. A sergeant and 3 agents left for the park in a specially equipped car. 2 more white patrol units were diverted to the area to keep away the curious who, at such a time, seemed to rise out of the ground. When that had been done, Smith phoned Captain Ray Cockle at his home. "We have a body in Oak Grove Park," he advised. "Up toward the northern end, the officer on the scene reports that a female Caucasian, possibly in her early 20s, apparently dead for some time. Dark hair."